So, we will be deliberating on this topic, effortful thinking, beware of habitual words. Now, this is something we are looking at. We have a lot of information, but then thinking could be absent. Am I just taking in information and just executing on it without thinking, without wondering even if this is applicable to me? Should I be doing it? Will it benefit me? Will it benefit my goal? Is it supportive? Whatever, right? So you typically see these habitual browsers. For me, it is like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I want to watch this movie, but I don't know. No, do you want to go shopping? I don't know. I mean, it's like filler word. It's not even thought through. So children, you hear this all the time. I can't do it, and that's not fair. I know, whatever. You know, actually, I'm not happy with whatever decision is made, but I say whatever you say is fine. So we need to question, are we thinking, are our children thinking, or are we merely imitating, repeating? Now, children learn through imitation. Have we said these habitual words enough times, mindlessly? Somewhere we all want the path of least resistance. No conscious effort. Everything we do, initially when we are learning how to drive a car or ride a bike, we are very, very careful with everything that's in my way. But then I become comfortable with it. Then I can be on the phone talking to so many people, multitasking and still driving and reaching my destinations without a hassle. The same happens with my thoughts. Unless I develop this questioning ability, thinking ability does not develop. I just take it. I mean, that could have been conditioning as a child, but now I am deciding. These the mental shortcuts I'm trying to just fill in and without reflecting, without observing, without judging independently if it is good for me or not. So am I just retrieving this familiar response to fill in the conversation, or am I using my thinking faculties? Steiner called this as dead thinking. Every time he encourages us, read a text. Any great person, Swami Vivekananda also said that. Don't just take it because I'm giving you. Take it, think about it, deliberate, practice, rehearse, and see if it is useful for you. When it is useful, adopt it. That is when the information, the knowledge becomes my wisdom. Dead thinking is something repeating what others say, accepting the other's ideas without any inner activity. I mean, I don't even know how I'm feeling when somebody asks me to do something or get ready and come along, and I'll say fine, but I don't know if I really want to go. I didn't even question where they're going. I mean, that could be another level of dependency or learning together if you have like a cohesive group. One of my mentors was sharing one time, he was traveling by train in Europe, and a bunch of students, young people with backpacks, just got onto the train, and they were all bubbly, laughing, talking, whatever. And then he asked one of them, where are you all heading? Is it like fun trip? And she was like, I don't know. And he was like, you don't know? And where are you going? How long? How long are you going? They were going for like 2 weeks or something. And he was like, you're going for 2 weeks and you don't even know where you're going? And she was like, no, my mentor, my group leader decided it. And all of us get to be group leaders for different trips that they take. And others just follow. And they had an objective. They were, I don't know, I don't remember, he didn't mention, but they have some objective they're going, maybe exploring a new mountain or something. So they trust one person to do all their planning and others just jump into the bandwagon. And that's fine because there was an inner activity before, thinking before signing up on following somebody. But many of the things that they happens every day, we don't even think about it. We don't even ask about it. So, living thinking versus dead thinking. Living thinking is observing freshly. Every day I go for a walk, for example, then every day I become conscious of the path that I want to take. How many rounds do I want to go for walking? Who are on my path? How is the weather today? Is it cloudy? Is it sunny? Which part of the path I want to walk? Maybe change the direction a little bit, time myself a little bit, go faster a little bit. That's looking at it a little differently. It is forming my own relationship to that experience. Sometimes I walk a step, a stretch, about 15 steps or so with my eyes closed, trying to trust myself because I know nobody is coming from the opposite side. It's a level ground. I can cross this line within 15 steps. I should still be safe, but I still don't trust when my eyes close. That's an experience for me. So that is actively creating experiences, gives me some meaning, makes me remember the situation, the experience I'm going through. So, somewhere when we are with children, we need to develop this sense of wonder in them. We need to nudge them to observe, to question me. Don't just accept it. I'm going to take you to a restaurant for breakfast this morning, and now do you want this place or the other place? Now, why do you want this place? Why not the other place? Or is there a third place in your mind? Just deliberating through doesn't mean that we'll all actually do what exactly the child tells me to do, but allowing them to judge. Why are they thinking one place is better than the other? For me, it might be the distance, it might be the cost, it might be the time I have on my hand. But for child, it might be completely different. Allow them to explore. That is the inner activity in them. That is the thinking, right? So the goal is not just to get information and store it, but become flexible about using it. When to use, how much to use. That's what I need to become aware of. So these habitual words is what we want to pay attention to because they shape our perception. When I say I don't know, then it's like I'm not going to take responsibility for it. I'm not going to know anything more. And I can remain safe. There is a hidden behavior pattern under these words that we take up. So it could be I can't do it. Try it. So I need to ask child, what is making this difficult? Right? We are reluctant. Like yesterday I was talking to my aunt and she was like, I don't like paneer. I'm like, why don't you like paneer? And she's like, I don't know, I don't like paneer. Because paneer, the word itself was something like store bought and they may have mixed something in it, whatever. Then I casually asked her, when sometimes the milk kind of curdles up, it happens, it has happened in all of our life. What would you do with that? Would you just throw it away or what? She said, no, we just set it up to make curds and we would use it. And there would be this chunkier one. Those ones we would take out the paneer part, mix it with some sugar and eat it. That's exactly what paneer is. And she's like, really? Then it occurred to me. I asked her, what were you thinking that paneer was? She said, I thought they would mix some egg in it. That's why she was avoiding it. And then I said, no, this is how it is. And I showed her the paneer and then she ate it. So it's like habitual, right? So somebody saying that's unfair. Typically you see within siblings, the younger sibling or the older sibling also saying that's unfair, you pay more attention to the younger one. So then the question, a different question that I can ask the child to get into that living thinking space is, what happened that makes you think it's unfair? Where did I do something that makes you think that it's an unfair? Now, when I say, or when anyone says it's unfair, that kind of shuts me down. That doesn't open me up to explore what other person may be saying, doing, things like that. But when I say, what could have happened that you think that I am unfair, the child will open up, elaborate. Oh, this is, you gave her uh, um, um, with the cake with the icing, and for me it was just the cake or just the icing. Then we understand what's happening. Somewhere when children are asking or giving me that explanation, they're reflecting, they are articulating, they're planning how to say it, they're also managing their own emotions. Many of these different things happen that makes me thrive on that thinking, develop all those neural connections. So, effortful thinking, deliberate thinking will compare the ideas, will notice the patterns, will try to solve the problems. There could be multiple possibilities that come up as solutions for a problem. That is not just one just solution that I have to pick and live by. I could choose, compare the solutions also. Which one I can do quickly? Which one do I need somebody's support? So then I choose a difficulty level that is desirable for me, that I can manage confidently without having to worry about it. So we need to teach our children to observe, right? Instead of just saying, what happened? Why are you angry? Why do you blame me? Why do you say it's unfair? Ask them, what did you notice? Somewhere these observations, it deepens my attention. I stay longer in a conversation. I want to also hear, I develop that listening skills. You know, when a child will ask you something, why is sky blue or why is sky orange? You don't have to give answers. Typically with small children asking us a lot of questions, we get burnt out. But then you revert back it to them. Why do you think the sky is orange or blue? Right? So somewhere I need to encourage that productive struggle in the child. When the child says, I don't know, pause, don't rush in, think about it. When do you think the sky becomes orange? Observe it. Maybe we'll get back to this question tomorrow. And then there is curiosity. The child begins to observe the sky a bit more. Maybe morning, maybe evening. Then why do you think it's morning and evening? Is it every day or is it only on Mondays? Right? So building this vocabulary for children is important. Maybe consider, I wonder why the sky is blue. I wonder why the water is not orange. Right? It seems like birds are happy when the sky is orange. So I noticed this beautiful, vibrant orange by the beach at sunset time. All those words like maybe, perhaps, it seems like it, I observed, I noticed, all of these kind of encourage child into this thinking alive situations. Slowing down my conversations, talking less words, giving lots of pauses are all the ways that we don't jump into conclusions, we deliberate upon it, we don't use habitual words. We can make it a rule. Let's not say, I don't know for 1 hour today. I don't care or it's unfair, whatever those habitual words are. Practice it for 1 hour today and we'll catch each other saying that and deliberately choose other words. Slowly, over a period of time, we will get into the thinking deeply, choosing it for ourselves. So the information becomes my living reality. So I become a little wiser each day. Try it. Thank you.